Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. It is currently 10:40 p.m. on January 11th. I've been sitting here watching the Duluth Canal Cam. It's a live stream. There's actually quite a few different live streams provided by this channel on YouTube. So I'm watching what we call the Duluth Canal. It's the shipping canal. This is where ships come in and out of the harbor. There's two ways to get in. There's up at Wisconsin Point. They can get in that way, I think, right? But this is the main route in and out. And so behind the camera is the lift bridge, right? You'll hear this vroom, vroom kind of noise on this live stream behind you. And that's people driving over the lift bridge because it's, tires on a metal grate, so when it rains the water just goes right through, and that's how you get that sound. It's this weird hollow sound as cars drive over it. Currently I'm watching a little bit of pancake ice just get sucked out of the lake. Earlier I was watching it get blown into the harbor. There was less of it. Now there's a lot. Pancake ice is like a type of sea ice that is formed by waves and wind and slush and all that. So earlier the wind was up really, really high because there's a brutal winter storm creeping across the north, and there's one coming our way this way. I think, what is it? It's got a name. I can't remember what it is. Honestly, sorry, but it doesn't really matter. I come from that old school where we didn't name winter storms. We named hurricanes, but we named them way down the road, not early. So, they name everything now. Anyway, earlier when I started to watch this while I was eating, I saw the temperature at 15. I watch this quite often, though, when I'm bored. And, I just want to watch something that's kind of mind-numbing. I've been there. I've lived there. I lived in Duluth before I moved to New Orleans. This is turning into a big long story when it's not supposed to be, because I'm watching the weather change there, and I know the weather is going to change here. When I first started to watch the pancake ice coming in, it was 15. And then when I tuned back in, the pancake ice was going out, and it was 9 degrees. Now it's 8 degrees. That is still not really, really cold for up there. What's really, really cold up there is like 50 below. That's kind of hardcore, right? That doesn't happen all the time, but that it happens. That temperature is going to drop by Sunday below zero. It'll be like 2 below, -2. Yeah, so it's getting bad there, and it's going to get bad here. And I'm about to turn 51. Currently, it is 63 degrees outside here. Wind is up at 12. In a few hours, when I turn 51, it'll be 14 or worse. Now, I wasn't planning on fishing because earlier the weather was predicted to be bad quicker. And now it's been pushed deeper into the morning. 3, 4 a.m. it's going to start raining, and it's going to be really windy and bad. So, why so long-winded in the beginning? Well, this might be the best part of the video. Are you kidding me? Come on. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I lived in Duluth before I came to New Orleans. I'll tell that whole story some other day, but not here. Not right now. I've just been sitting here watching this, thinking, should I go fishing? Should I stay here? Should I watch something else? Because honestly, this will mind-numbing. Not in a negative way, in a very positive way to watch this. I've seen people come and do weird poses. There's a bunch of snow. But it just reminds me, it's only 63 degrees outside. And by tomorrow night, it'll be 33 degrees outside, possibly here. And north of here, like I was talking to a subscriber earlier that fishes the Amite, he's going to see 20-degree weather possibly. So the weekend looks like it's just slaughtered, like it's, yeah, gonna be bad. Might as well go face the darkness and see what we can do. Yes, I am shooting this like a vlog because my videos are vlogs. Some people realized this many years ago. Other people have different opinions or whatever, and you're entitled to your opinions just like I'm entitled to my own opinions. However, there are times when it's appropriate to do it as a straight up vlog, and this is an appropriate time. This is what a YouTube fisherman goes through. You're always weighing your odds, right? You know, you need the video, you need to go do it. It might be a good experience. Crappie do bite at night. That's what I'm gonna go look for. I'm gonna go to a place that has really bad conditions, probably. I need to get caffeinated. More than crappie. Red ears as well. Probably gonna get some bullheads because it's nighttime and I will be fishing worms and jigs. Goggle eye is going to be on the list. We'll see what we can get. Maybe these fish know that stuff is coming and that things are about to get crazy. Maybe they're going to be active. Crappie and goggle eye, you know, warmouth, along with crappie and red ears, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I need to get this caffeine in me. You know, some of the species that I expect to catch tonight are active when it's dark or during low light situations. So I've had many experiences over the years, even before YouTube, being able to catch crappie all night long. Sometimes they will feed all night. And we're going to go see if we can find that, if we can make that happen. But we're going to go, like I said, into a place where there's probably bad conditions, probably dirty water. Jigs might not work. Worms might barely work. But we just got to go and see what happens. Plus, we're going to be out in the middle of the night. And there's always that spooky element there, right? Not being fully awake makes that spooky element seem spookier. And yes, I've been using this coffee cup all day. It needs to be washed. It's looking spooky itself. I'm going to use these jigs tonight. These are hand-tied jigs by my friend Billy. The company he started is Kai's Custom Jigs. Down in the description is the link. He makes these himself, all different colors. We're going to put one on for out there. We're going to use this black and chartreuse. Got that silver flake right there, that silver bit. 132. Let's put the rest in the box. I was up late last night, rehearsal and other things, and when I got up today, it was kind of late. I had a lot to do before I could actually get to the point where I was filming an actual fishing video. I had to do a fan mail video, and that's when I got these jigs. I picked these up today from the post office, and I was supposed to go somewhere with someone, but they canceled on me. It was kind of up in the air to begin with, and then, you know, they were unable to do it. So I had dinner, and I was hoping that by the time I finished my dinner that somebody would climb up from under the pickle patch and want to go fishing. But it appears that my friend, who will not be named, is still somewhere deep underneath the pickle patch right now, and who knows when he will come up out of that pickle patch. So we were trying to There we go. We got it. It's like, yeah, feeling old. Like I can't see the eye. I can't see the line going through the eye, but I got it. I had to pull out my inner ninja there. So I was kind of hoping to do some late night crappie searching with a friend. A vampire friend. But it's not happening, so we're going to go by myself. Should be fun because by the end of the video, I'll be 51. So you're hanging out with me for my birthday as it just starts to tinkle through, right? Because, yeah, it's coming. It is now 11:27, so I'm going to be 51 here really soon. It took a second to get out of the house. The plan is to check some spots and then go to a spot and just sit there for a while. The wind is not too bad. It's supposed to be up at 12, but coming through this neighborhood, it doesn't feel bad. Once I get to the bayou where it's nice and open, might be a different story. Whoa. This is the first spot, and whoa is right. You'll think the same when I show you. Am I right or am I right? That is worth a few woes for sure. Because whoa with me, that looks bad, but it might just be scum floating on top. All right, so that's kind of a trapped area that I just looked at. Here we are at the proper bayou. Now it's kind of dirty, but not too bad, but dirty. It might just be up here. If I go further down, it might change slightly. I don't see anything kicking off. That's what I'm doing. I'm not just going to pull a rod out. I wanted to stop here and see if I can observe obvious feeding. That wind is definitely stronger down here. There is a better canal. I think it would be better, but it's just too far with this weather coming in. I do not want to do a multi-mile ride right now with the threat of weather that I have. So I'm doing the same thing at this spot, checking it just to see if I see obvious feeding. The first spot is a good place to find bait. This spot is just a deep hole, so it's a good spot for fish to hold up. And there are stories connected to this particular spot of sakale, you know, crappie being caught. The only problem is that it's right next to 23 and you got dominoes right behind me, so you have to deal with people. And however, I do see fish feeding, so let's give it a few minutes before I got to take a leak. I'm just going to throw the jig. We will spike it with this. The smell of pizza is kind of overwhelming, but in an oddly negative way. It's kind of sickening. I'm not going to stay here any longer. I did a few casts. There's not much going on here. The wind is kind of exposed. This area is exposed to the wind is what I meant. Ooh, there was a bird in my spot. Happy birthday to me. It is midnight. I just turned 51. Do you see a difference? Yeah, you're right. So I'm at the spot that I've been at for a while. And it's a little bit out of the wind and it's a little not out of the wind, but it is the spot where we're going to spend a little time. Let's see if we can get a little fish. Let's see if we can get a big fish. I've got this spot set up like Fred Flintstone's European style silverfish station. That might not make any sense to you, but it does to me. We're sitting on a stone stool. Our rod holder is wire coming out of that concrete, whereas normally it would be bank sticks, 2 of them. We want to keep the rod kind of parallel, sort of, to the water. In just about 100% of the recent videos shot at this spot, the big red ears didn't start hitting until the sun was just about gone, or gone. So we should be able to get something on the worm, but we will do the jig as well. We're just going to put this right out in front of me. I'm going to run this light the whole time. That might even be too far, but we'll bring it in just a hair. There's a bit of a drop off right in front of me. Gotcha. Yes, we got a fish. Sorry, you were toggled up a little high there. Look at this. I was not expecting to pick up a bass, but I'm not too surprised. However, I am a little surprised about the size. Ooh, the ghost I fish with sometimes just moved the light for me. Look at that. A little green trout. Okay, we are just going to tip him back in. Nice. It's a video. Look at this. 19 is what it's supposed to be right now. 19 miles per hour. Still doesn't feel too bad in this spot. It's nearly 2 a.m. now. I've gone just about a whole hour without a bite. Yet, still a good way to spend my birthday. However, there's probably better ways to spend it, like in my bed. Before I do give up and go crawl into bed, let's try this mucky spot. Am I actually getting a bite? Looks like maybe I was. Oh, I'm getting bites way over there. Oh, I got a fish too. Ah, man. It's like kind of the most excitement I've had. It was making me think I should have stayed here when I first came here. There we go. Getting another bite. Under. Caught a fish. Yes. Goggle eye. Yeah, you're right. On the jig without anything. No crappie nibble, no night crawler that time. All right. Kai's jigs. Oh ho ho ho. Look at this. I'm starting to get really excited. My third fish for my birthday is a bigger goggle eye. Yeah, so I was getting jigs without anything spiked, and then I wasn't. And then I went back to the crappie nibbles. So this jig has had several hits at this spot, and it seems in good shape still. Yes. Yes, I did it. I did it. I found them. I went into the dark and I found them. I am, if you thought I was excited about a little tiny goggle eye, you should see how I am with Sakale though. I mean, I'm around a bunch of houses, so I'm not going to scream Sakale! Sakale! How was that? Yeah, you're right. A little black one. Nice. Once I start catching crappie, it's like a mental coffee pot just got poured down my throat. I am going to sit here and try to get more and more until the weather gets so bad I just can't stay here anymore. Because I am around a bunch of houses, I am not going to run the big light. I don't think it's necessary to attract the fish right now. I think they're just right here in front of this small pumping station feeding. Hopefully there's more than one. They are a schooling fish, so there should be more than one. Starting to see signs of fish feeding, but out here I'm exposed to the wind slightly. It's a little better than where I was sitting for a couple hours. I've done several casts since I caught that sockeye. Haven't had a bite. But I'm not going to give up just so soon. Just keep looking. Ah, that was something big right there. Yes. Sockeye number 2. Right at the best time to get it, because he's kind of small though. Running out of battery. Need to switch batteries real quick. Okay, so far I've got 2 in the chest, you know that, but I've also lost 2 fish here. I did this whole area that I can access by the bank, and right here where I'm standing, where I caught the first one, just popping the jig and then let the wind take it back that way, pop it, just fishing really slow. This is where I've picked up the best fish on the jig and where I've lost the best fish on the jig. One of the fish I lost, you may have heard me wince about it, was pretty big, and I'm not sure if that was actually a sockeye. It could have been a bass. But all these sockeye are hitting me right where that float is, just real close to these rocks here, right where the transition point is from this concrete to the natural bayou. There's a ledge there, a bit of a drop off, and I think they're in that area. All right, this is a tactic. When you tear up an area with a couple misses and some hits, and then you catch a fish, and then it's nothing, this is what I do. I back off that area for a bit, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Let it resettle, give those fish a chance to feel confident again in the area. Because when you're hitting it hard with the jig, constantly plopping and popping, it can get old for them, I'm sure. So we'll see if we can get another goggle eye out of here. Maybe there's crappie coming into this mucky area. I did get a hit from a bigger fish that I lost over here by the pipes. Wonder if that was a sock. Gotcha. What do we got? Hey, got something here. I think that's a sick, not a sock. Got a sick lid, not a sockeye. Wrong fish, but thank you. Thank you so much. I was happy to see you. Look at that. I haven't had a bite from a sockeye over there in front in a while, so I'm just straight jigging. Little goggle eye. Oh, we hit a bottle. Okay, I'm back looking for sockeye over here in front of the pumping station. Just hit another goggle eye. Number 3 is quite the big one. Look at that. Nice. Right, number 4. Number 4 is a little tiny, don't you think? He just don't have a lot of meat on his shoulders. Kind of small. Every 15 minutes or so it'll start raining, and I'm going to be like, every time, should I go? I'll wait a little bit and it stops. Eventually it's going to start raining and not stop for a good while, but still catching fish, and they're all hitting right off the rocks here. There's a lot of rocks, and I am trying to navigate these rocks without falling. I'm having to move around. I can't just be productive staying in one spot. But generally it's about like either a couple feet off the rocks to about 5 feet is where I'm getting the hits. And maybe it's getting better the closer we get to sunrise, which is a good ways away. It's like almost 7 a.m. is when that's going to happen. Occasionally the wind comes through and makes things a little difficult. However, it's not as bad as predicted. It has calmed down a little bit. When I first started many hours ago, the wind was a lot worse than it is now. It's like bands. That rain is starting to come down like hurricane rain bands. Some will come through, it'll stop, and then some more will come through. It's getting more frequent and heavier. It's after 5 a.m. I really want to keep catching fish. I think it would be a lot better if the weather was better, but it's not. It is what it is. And I think here pretty soon all these pumping stations are going to start pumping the more rain we get. And once this bayou starts moving because of the stations pumping, usually the fishing goes right downhill with it. I just had a heavy rain come down and I ducked under there with my bag and everything, but it only lasted 2 minutes. Even though that rain is coming more frequent, the bands of rain, and heavier, that wind has stopped for a second. Oh, here it comes again, that wind. Maybe the rain is gonna be with it, but maybe I can get a fourth keeper. I've caught 4 sac-a-lait, but I've only got 3 in my box. It's starting to rain again. Hey. I was about to give up. That's a keeper right there. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I changed my depth. I went deeper. I got number 5, or number 6 actually, right? How about we do this? Oh, number 7 spit me. Everybody's starting to wake up because it's 6 a.m. Oh, it's probably past 6 a.m. Lowering my depth has produced action back to back. I went for a while not getting a bite. I'm just focused right off these rocks, right in front of the rocks. Probably about 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet under the cork now. As it stands, I am not convinced that these fish are moving around feeding. They might be doing that, but they also could be just holding off these rocks. Because I'm not getting any fish from out in the open. It's all right off the rocks. So they could be feeding there, they could just be holding, because I'm picking up fish in the same spots too. I almost thought I had nothing. I thought it was like just a bite, and I was gonna put it back in there, and then I was like, wait a minute, there is something there. A little goggle eye. It's pre-dawning now. This one jig has caught so many fish tonight, and it's still in pretty good shape. It's a little tore up from all those fish it caught, but I think it could be used again tomorrow. Man, what a crappy birthday this has been, let me tell you. Yeah, you're right. And that sun is going to be rising soon. As you see, it definitely is pre-dawning. And I'm actually feeling quite crappy. No pun intended on that one. Yeah, I'm tired and I'm sore. Yeah, I don't know if this weather's ever going to get as bad as they said. Maybe later. But I could just stay out here, try to get some more. But I got 4 in the box and I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, you're right, quite pleased with the jigs by Kai's custom jigs. Worked out really good. They caught fish without crappie nibbles and with crappie nibbles, so they worked really well for me. I was really pleased. Had a really great birthday session. Now I'm gonna have a really great birthday sleep because I'm tired. Yeah, you're right, guys. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel, and I will see you next time.